Hope to hear back from you soon. We got Katrina, Amanda, Ivy. Hey, all. Hello to everyone. Hey, Tasha.
All right. Hey, everyone. 1 second here. Let's get this recording going.
You're welcome.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We are on live. So hey to our Facebook friends as well. Feel free to join us on the Zoom because you get the best experience in the Zoom room versus Facebook, but definitely understand if for one reason or another, you need to stay on Facebook. But good afternoon again, everyone. I am Magali Yacinth. I am the Executive Director of Hustle Winston-Salem, a nonprofit organization that is focused on inclusive entrepreneurship. Welcome to Marketing Outside the Box. I see a few new names and a lot of familiar faces and a lot of familiar names. For those that are new with us, Marketing Outside the Box doesn't afford us the opportunity to do individual introductions. So I encourage each of you to please use the chat function to introduce yourself, tell us who you are, tell us about your business. Same thing on Facebook. We encourage you to use the comment section to introduce yourself so we know a little bit about who's joining us today. Before I hand it over to our presenter for the month, I just want to first say for those that were not with us last week, for some strange reason, even though I had not seen a Zoom bombing since 2020, we got Zoom bombed. So we're sending up positivity, light, prayer, all of the good things this week that doesn't happen again. You know, I touched base with Zoom. There's no real explanation why that happened. So we're just going to give it to the universe and say we were not meant to stay on for an hour last week, but we're going to make up for that time with the remaining weeks we have this month. Marketing Outside the Box, again, for those that are new, it's a program that we host in conjunction with the Forsyth Tech Small Business Center. And when we are in person with Flywheel Co-working, and I'll tell you all more about in person next month. I think we're going to move into that in the summer. I think we'll start to do it. And don't worry, for those that aren't in our community, we'll keep it hybrid so you still have access to it. So look forward to that information. I don't want to waste a lot of time today. It's been an entire month since I've sent a newsletter, y'all, an entire month, but I did get one out today, and it has some good information for you as business owners, from grants to funding opportunities to programming that may be of benefit to you. So please just check it out. If you don't have it yet, because you're not on our newsletter list, you can find it on our Facebook page, on our Twitter page, or after this week, you'll get added to our newsletter listing by Tasha, who is our executive admin. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Mendez, who's going to pick up right where we left off last week, just to make up for time. So I did that in 5 minutes. I'm so proud of myself. Anyways, Mendez, you can go ahead and take on over. Thank you all for joining us today.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Mendez Douthit. For those of you all who don't know me, what I do is I help creatives leverage their creative ability on social media. And one big platform that I'm really exploring now is TikTok. And today I'm here to share what I've experienced with you all so that you all are not making the same mistakes that I made and that you can have a smoother path to success. All right. Just a few things really quick. I love to see your faces, one. Two, I love it when you all engage. Again, as I was saying when I first came in here, I really feed off of your energy. So I would love it if you all engaged, if everyone engaged at least once, whether that be via chat, asking a question, providing feedback, talking with each other. I really love when you all are talking around. I love to teach in person, but you know, since we're in a pandemic, we can't always do that. Two, again, I expect respect from everyone. Basic human respect. I'm going to respect you, so I ask that you respect me. So that I can get this information out. Again, we had to end early last week, so we've got a lot of stuff to cover today, so we don't get pushed back for the next couple of weeks. I want you all, today I'm gonna be doing a live demo session of how to set up your own TikTok and really go through all of the settings that you need to go through so that you are optimized for growth. So once we get past the first little introductory part, I want you all to pull out your devices, so go ahead and have them ready. I'm also going to be spitting a lot of information to you, so you may want to have your notebooks ready, okay? But also feel free to take this time to ask me while we're setting up your TikTok any questions that you have. Again, I cannot iterate that enough. Ask me any questions while you have me here. I don't know when a lot of you all will have somebody right next to you to ask these questions, so take advantage of me while I'm here. Does anyone have any questions before we begin? Carrie with a C.
Already supposed to set it up. Oh, snap.
Say it again.
I haven't been brave enough to do a video yet, but I set it up. I thought that was our homework before last week.
No. I'm gonna help you set this up.
Oh, my bad.
No,
How
you're
do I-
perfect. I'm gonna walk you through that process today.
Okay.
That's the session. Carrie with a C.
Yeah, so if we set this up right now, we don't have to mess with it, right? We could just set it up with you, because I'm not ready to go like live on TikTok yet, but I know I need to be there, so.
Of course. No, I'm not saying I want you to be set up and ready to go and uploading videos today. That is not my expectation. I just want to make sure that you all have your TikTok set up so that as you continue to learn throughout the series, that you can say, hey, I can implement this this information. I already have my TikTok set up. You're not having to wait or have that barrier of, well, I don't know how to set up an account to stop you from experiencing growth or using this as a tool for your business.
So I don't have a personal TikTok account, so I guess you might have answered this because I wasn't here last week. Do I have to set this up as my business name or my name and then switch it over to business?
We're going to talk about all of that today.
Okay, thank you.
Last two things before we, does anybody else have any questions before we begin? No? Perfect. Last two things. I talk really fast. I've been told that. If I'm talking too fast, just let me know. Hey, I need you to go back over that. Hey, will you reiterate that for me? You're speeding through that, and I will. And also, I have my presentation on my screen to my left. So if you see me glancing off, I'm not being distracted. I am looking at the screen. All right. All right. You all can see my screen, right? Okay.
Yes.
So in today, it is set up your TikTok. This is what we'll be talking about today. The different TikTok account types and what they mean for you, because there are different account types. And again, the live demo with support. Here we go. So what are the different types of accounts on TikTok? There are two main different types of accounts. The first one is a TikTok personal account. And whenever you create an account on TikTok, it automatically is going to be a personal account. This type of account gives you access to the majority of TikTok's features and tools. Users are able to see extreme growth with this type of account. For those of you who are taking notes, this is the account that I recommend, even if you have a personal brand, even if you have a business. And I'm going to tell you why in a second. But again, this is an account for any purpose. It can be for any reason. As you can see, this is my personal TikTok up here. You all are free to follow me. I don't post anything right now though. I've amassed 130 followers. I don't know how, but I just fool around on my personal TikTok at the moment. But you see, I don't have any videos, I only have 130 followers, but TikTok can also look like this for personal accounts as well. As we can see, we have a teenager who talks about investing. He has amassed 424,000 followers on a personal account. We have somebody who literally does this for fun, who is just a content creator who makes videos with his friends, has amassed 2.2 million followers on a personal account. And we also have this motivational page. I know we see these all on social media, that they take clips from speeches of others and they just post the snippets. I don't know how legal that is, and I'm not telling you to do that, but they have amassed 43,000 followers with this. And with my own clients, one of the biggest case studies that I've seen is we've grown one of my clients to 140,000 followers in 7.5 months. And again, that is all through a personal account. All right. Does anyone have any questions about a personal account before I show you a little bit about the content that they make so you can see, again, how easy it is to make a personal account or post on a personal account? No. All right. So,
so a quick question. I'm looking at that Dayson Thomas. In my case, I have a podcast on personal finances, and it's called De Peso a Peso, but I'm Lorena Munoz. I know you just mentioned that we should start with a personal account, but should I call my personal account De Peso a Peso, or should I call it Lorena Munoz with the peso? So what would be your take on that?
I'm going to talk about this a lot later when we're actually setting up the account, but whatever you want to be known for on TikTok, that is what I suggest you title your account. So for example, if you want people to know you, i.e. you're making a personal brand, I would say make your account your name. If you want the focus to be more about your business, you just happen to be the one as the face of the content, make your username your business's name. Does that answer your question, Lorena? All right.
I had a question.
Come on, Tony.
For like, so I have a personal TikTok, then I have a TikTok for my business, but it's also a personal account.
Mhm.
Do you suggest that of like splitting it up? I know you can do, and I might be jumping ahead, but I know you can do series and everything like that. Do you suggest just having one TikTok account with all of the things that you're doing, or separate accounts?
So great question, Tony, first of all. It depends. It's really specific to the content that you're making and the demographic that you have. And the reason I say that is because in the first class, I talked about how TikTok really does half of the work for you by finding your audience. And so if you are combining a lot of different types of content together and the content is targeted at a lot of different audiences, your algorithm is probably not going to do that well, or your account is probably not going to do that well just because TikTok doesn't know who to push your videos to. So if you have different different categories of content that are very different, I would recommend making 2 different accounts. But if they're pretty similar for the most part, I would say you should be safe to make it on the same account. Does that answer your question? All right. So I'm going to minimize this, move this out of my way. We're going to come to a video from Jason Thomas, right?
This is what you should do when buying your first rental property. It's called forced depreciation. And that means instead of buying a house that's fully renovated and ready to go, you buy a house that's on the shittier side and you renovate it yourself. When I bought my first rental property a couple years ago, there was this shitty stove, this shitty fridge.
Excuse the language, by the way, y'all.
And there was no dishwasher. So all I did was YouTube how to install a stove and a microwave. I also installed this stainless steel fridge and tore out this cabinet and put a dishwasher there. So this increases the resale value of the property off top. And not only that, but you also can charge more for rent. So your return on investment is going to be sooner. Hope this helps y'all. God bless.
So again, you all could hear and see that, right? So really quick video. This guy's been making videos, I would say for the last 3 years, is again doing this all on a personal account. Carrie, with the C, you raise your hand.
Yeah, so I'm curious, looking at this saying, how do I want to log in? Does it make a difference if I log in with Instagram or Facebook? These accounts don't talk to each other, right? Like I can't post one place to another, or how should I do that?
I'm going to walk you through that process in about 10-15 minutes, all right?
Okay, sorry.
And then we've got another account. Again, I don't know how legal this is. Don't try this. You might get copyrighted. That is just posting motivational clips, and they've attached their link in the bio to the program that they have for overcoming your own boundaries.
Develop simply the ability to get up when you said you would, to eat what you said you would, to exercise because you said you would, to talk in a way to your kids that's patient. You will never have the self-confidence to succeed in any environment.
Again, personal accounts, very simple content, huge growth on them.
So Mendez, can I just get clarity on what you're showing? You're showing us personal accounts for what purpose, so I understand?
I'm showing you that a personal account can be used for any reason, or like there's any use for a personal account. It's just to share content, to summarize that.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Got you.
Quick question, why is TikTok so popular right now? And as a new business owner, why would one want to do TikTok and when?
So this is Cheryl that just asked this question, right?
Yes.
Are you familiar with Hustle's website? Because I'm going to direct you to the first session that we had, because I talked for about 45 minutes on all of those things in depth.
Great, thank you. I'll find it.
It's on our Facebook page, Cheryl, and when we send the recap of today's session to you, we'll include that session. You'll see it as well. Thank
you so much.
No problem.
All right. So our next type of account is the TikTok Pro account. And the TikTok Pro account has an umbrella of 2 separate accounts under it. There's a TikTok Business Pro account and there's a TikTok Creator Pro account. I'm gonna go over the business account first because I know there's a lot of small business owners here. And this account is specifically it's optimized on TikTok's back end to promote your business. And there's a lot of access that you get to different features and tools. You get the full suite of TikTok's analytics. It will show you a lot more than TikTok's regular analytics. Again, we've talked about how that can be a little scary, but for those of us that are taking in data on who's watching our content, how long are they, that's really great for you all. You have a direct function option available. Can you all see where on this Chipotle page where it says download app? Users can go to the App Store or the Google Play Store directly from TikTok, but that's only with a business account. You have the ability to run ads on TikTok with a business account. Now, this is where it gets just a little tricky though, because you can have a TikTok business account, but not a TikTok page. And so there are lots of, I saw your faces scrunch up a little bit. What that means is, for example, if Chipotle wanted to run an ad, they could run an ad on TikTok without having an account. That's one of the perks that comes with it. If you don't want to dedicate a lot of your time to making content on TikTok, you can still run ads on it. And then you have limited access to trending sounds. We talked about that in the first session a little bit, but sounds are just the audio that is playing under the video. For the Inspired Greatness video, if I wanted to use that video or the audio from that video on my own video, I could, but as a personal account. But as a business account, I cannot do that because I have not gone through these steps to license that audio from this person. And I may potentially be making money from it without their permission. And so I'm going to show you really quick the type of content that Chipotle posts. Again, I think they're very smart in the way that they do it. They use a lot of user-generated content, but you all can see my screen on the Chipotle site, right? So one big difference is there is this link right here. It is different from the Inspired Greatness link. As you can see, this icon is black. This icon on the Chipotle page is red. Again, as I mentioned earlier, when you have a business account, you get access to a lot of TikTok's more in-depth business analytic tools. TikTok will tell you how many people have clicked on this link and how many people have stayed on the website after you have clicked on the link. Also, you have the ability for this direct function right here. If I click on it, it's going to try to take me to the App Store to download the app. It will tell me how many people have come to this page, where they came from, if they came from the For You page, if they came from the following page, and how many people clicked on the app, and how many people actually went and downloaded the app. Now.
So, and I know you're probably going to get to, if you're going to get to this, just stop me. So
Okay.
the personal pages will not have the option to do the direct app thing?
No.
But you still recommend that we do personal pages for small businesses, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that the reason being, it has not been proven, but I'm going to give you my own personal experience. A lot of small business owners that have opted to use a business account straight out the gate when going on TikTok, they have accounts that it is very hard for them to see growth. I believe that is something to do on TikTok's back end. They're not admitting it, but between you and I want you all to succeed.
TikTok, if you're listening, this is Mendez' personal opinion, not Hustle Winston-Salem.
What you said, Maggie? Y'all ain't gonna blacklist us. But I want you all to grow as fast as you can and as optimally as you can, if that's a word. So that's why I'm still referencing the personal account for those who are starting small business accounts or for your personal brand. This is a quick side note, and we'll talk about this more either at the end of the session or in next week's session. But all Chipotle does is they use user-generated content. Chipotle makes none of their own content on TikTok, and they are getting millions and millions of views from it. And I don't think that they are paying these people to use their content either. But
easiest way to get free guac at Chipotle. Sign up for guac mode. If you don't know what it is or missed out on it the first time it was open, Chipotle will basically surprise you with free guac throughout the year in your account. And you get this cute little badge, but do it quick because you only have until 3/31 until it's closed again. You're welcome.
And then one other short video.
Did you know Chipotle's chicken is fire because it's grilled fresh in small batches all day long?
Again, I've seen this content on other accounts before it got on Chipotle's account. They may license, they may pay. Again, like Magali said, Chipotle, this is me talking, not Hustle. But yes, again, a asterisk to growing a following on TikTok is not that difficult in making content, and growing your audience is not that difficult on TikTok. Does anybody have any questions? Because I know I've gone through a lot of information really quick. All right, I'm not seeing
Ready for
any.
you to show us how to do it.
Okay, I'm getting there. And so the last type of account is we're going to go to a TikTok Pro account, the Creator Edition, right? This account is very similar to a personal account, but it does not have the restrictions of a business account. The only way that it differs is that you have access to the TikTok Creator Fund. And what is the TikTok Creator Fund, you may ask? It's a monetary program that the platform started to help reward the top TikTok influencers financially. So what this means is there's no formula for this, but as your videos begin to skyrocket, TikTok will pay you for this. Now, the reason that I advise against this is because when creators say that when they say that they join the Creator Fund, they say that their videos and their reach starts to tank. I mean, not like go down by 10-20%, like tank, like no reach at all. And I don't know if that's because TikTok, if they're now paying you, they classify your videos differently. Again, I don't know, but this is just this has been my experience personally. And with the people that I've worked with, I advise them not to, because I don't want them to stop or hinder their growth to get paid a couple of cents per 1,000 videos. Because again, there's no direct formula for how people are getting paid, but people are estimating it's about 30 to 40 cents per, I think, 5,000 videos, which is not a huge stream of income unless you're doing millions and millions of views. I can see y'all shaking your heads like that ain't worth it. That's what I'm saying.
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I had to take a phone call from my lawyer because of something that's going on in my life right now. So I missed the last part. So I created a TikTok account. Are you telling me I have to create a completely different TikTok as a TikTok creator?
No, I'm gonna spin back to you, Carrie. All right.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry I missed the last 5 minutes.
Good.
It's important. I apologize.
What I want to add to it, or what I want to ask or maybe mention, I don't know if it's that different, and Tony could probably jump in here too. Is it that different from how YouTube started when they were paying people initially?
So the way YouTube pays people is through AdSense. So YouTube's financial structure for paying people is very similar to how TV pays, how like the TV financial world works. So for example, if I make a YouTube video, I can opt in to put ads on my video. I can opt in how many ads I want to put on my videos. I know we've all seen those ads on the beginning of the YouTube videos. And I know now you may see videos that have no ads, and then you may see videos that have 2 ads in the beginning, 2 ads in the middle, 2 ads in the end. Those people that have all those ads, they are getting paid. So TikTok
is opposite of that.
TikTok, you're not running ads. TikTok is literally just paying you to be on the platform and continue to make content.
Okay.
It doesn't.
It's a whole different conversation for another day, but I don't think that that's unfair if I think about it in that mindset. But okay, we can talk about it later.
We'll talk about it. If we got time at the end, hit me at the end. All right.
Okay.
But the criteria to join the Creator Fund is you have to be at least 18 years old. You have to have at least 10,000 followers. You have to have at least 100,000 organic video views in the last 30 days. What I mean by organic video views is you cannot repost video. TikTok knows when you've reposted videos just to try to get this 100,000 views. They're not going to take that. And then lastly is it must follow all of TikTok's community guidelines. I'm not going to go through them today because that could be an entire session on itself. And they are also constantly changing because TikTok is a Chinese app and it has to be regulated through the US government to be available here. And they are constantly, for layman's terms, beefing with each other because the US government believes that TikTok is taking too much of US citizens' data. And so lastly, like I was saying earlier, there are various factors that will impact how much creators can potentially earn. I mean, it goes all the way down to geographic location, what type of videos you're making, how much engagement you're having, how long the videos are continuing to rise. All of that plays a factor. There's no direct formula for it. And again, these are some TikTok accounts that, no, just went over that. But yeah, this is a recap of the different account types that we have. Again, we have the personal account, great for any use. I've got me up there. We have the TikTok Pro account for businesses. It's intended only for companies. And then we have the TikTok Pro Creator account. It's intended for content creators that want to get paid. Do we have any questions before we go into this demo? I feel like that's why y'all are really here for this demo.
I had a quick question. So just like the key point you were making about the personal account is that most everything that the pro accounts can do, you can do on the personal. You just have to do like a backdoor way. Is that right?
So which pro account are you talking about? Because we have the pro account, the business version and the creator version.
So with the business, I wrote down that you can have the direct link and it'll show you some analytics on the background, but it can allegedly become harder to see or be seen.
Yes, it
Okay.
allegedly, but I've just about every person that I've worked with or talked to about this has said that
Okay.
it's really, really hard to get reach. And unless the reason I showed you Chipotle is because they're this big organization. We're gonna follow Chipotle just because we're fans of it. But for smaller businesses where the name is not a household name yet, it may be way harder to get that reach. And again, the reason I tell you not to go with that is because I don't believe that the growth that you are giving up is worth the tools and features that you will get.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great summary.
Can I do a 30-second recap from my mind to make sure I understand it?
Of course.
And I don't know if it'll be beneficial to others or not. So there are 3 major types of TikTok accounts: personal, business, creator. For small businesses, you are recommending that we go ahead and do personal because we can still put out the content we want. There's opportunity for fast growth and we can still get some analytics. Business accounts, while we can do them, they really are intended for larger corporations and companies because, you know, you get the opportunity to do ads and you don't really need that day-to-day interaction and engagement. And they probably cost you a little bit more. And then creator accounts is really for those influencer types. And if you're looking to get paid for your engagement and interactions on TikTok. Is that accurate?
Correct, 100%. I did a good job teaching.
You did that.
I did a good job teaching. If you gave it back to me like that, I did a great job teaching. I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that one. I'm gonna look through the chat really quick.
You're good. I've been watching. You're good.
One thing I do want to mention really quick, Ivy Vance said that Hank Green did a breakdown on YouTube and the Creator Fund and how much they're paid. Ivy, I've seen that video, or he has multiple videos about it. I've seen those and I think that's a great reference. If you want us to include that in the recap, I can make sure that Magali and Tasha and Tony get it from Hustle and they can send that to you. Just let us know. Okay, so y'all.
Please do, Mendez. Just send it to us and we'll include it in the recap.
Okay, so yeah, let's set up y'all's TikTok. Does everyone have their devices ready? Also, for those of you who are already on TikTok, this part may be a little mundane, but I'm not saying that you don't have to stay, but just know that I'm going to be baby stepping you all through every part of this process. Because I know that there are those that are like, what is TikTok? All right, so let me stop sharing my screen. I'm going to transition to my iPad. So bear with me for 30 seconds, y'all, okay? And feel free to talk to me while I'm transitioning.
So this is not like Instagram where you are encouraged to only use your phone. This is kind of your Facebook where you have a better view on your desktop. Can you do all that you have to do on your desktop, or which platform is better?
You can do everything that you want to do on your desktop, like that you can do on your phone. Another great reason why I love TikTok. I'm going to show you on my iPad just because I know a lot of people are going to experience this mobilely. So I believe it's best to show you from that interface because the web experience is quite different from the mobile experience. All right, I'm going to mute myself so you all don't hear feedback.
Web experience as in desktop?
Yeah, yes, desktop.
But the iPad and the phone is going to be roughly the same, right? Because I chose to put it on my phone, not my iPad. Because if I was making a video, I didn't want an iPad in my hand. Okay.
So I'm going to mute myself really quick so you all don't hear this feedback. And then we're going to get into it. Magali, will you let
Am I adding you in?
Mm-hmm.
Now, before I let you in, oh, somebody let you in already.
It's not the same
Before I
account.
let you
It's
in,
not
I
the
just
same
want you
account.
to know this is why we ended up getting this issue last time with a Zoom bomber.
This is not the same account. This is two different accounts.
Okay.
You know I wasn't gonna sabotage myself for you like that. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
I just couldn't deal with last week. I was like, what in the world? So okay.
Bam, we're going to do. Can you all hear me? You all can hear me, right? Perfect. Is anybody hearing feedback? I need somebody to say something, so I make sure there's no feedback.
There's no feedback.
No.
Okay, perfect.
But there was just like 2 seconds with feedback, but it's gone.
Perfect. You all are going to see me looking down because I'm looking at my iPad. But yeah, I'm here with you. All right. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to start this broadcast because I know this is what the people came for.
Just to give you a time check, Mendez, we have 27 minutes to do this. Okay.
Okay, perfect. So yes, I can see that the screen is up here. So does everyone have the TikTok app downloaded? Okay, so I want you to take about 30 seconds to go download the TikTok app, okay? For those of you who are doing, I saw a lot of people shaking their heads. But I'm going to go through these options really quick because I know someone asked this question earlier. Right here, you're going to see sign up for TikTok, create a profile, follow other accounts, and make your own videos. You can sign up with a phone number, an email address. You can sign up with Facebook. You can sign up. I'm on an Apple device, so I can sign up with my iCloud. I don't know if you can sign up directly with, if you're on an Android device, directly with your account that is synced there, but I assume it would be a Google device. I mean, a Google account. You can also continue with Google, and you can continue with Twitter. Now, I would recommend just using your phone or email address, simply because when you log in with Facebook, when you log in with Google or Twitter, or even your own device's set account that is synced across everything, these two things are talking to each other. And to be transparent with you all, I don't know what data they are sharing back and forth. So I don't want you all to share something to your personal Facebook and end up on your business TikTok. All right, so what I'm going to do is, also, really quick before I start, you can only make one account per email address and per phone number. Keep that in mind. And then depending on the device, because I've seen with different devices, different capacities, depending on the device, you can have either 3 to 5 TikTok accounts per device. Keep that in mind as well. So if you have multiple business accounts or multiple personal accounts, keep in mind that 5 is the maximum for any device. You can only have up to 5.
You could only have one per phone.
You can only have one per phone number. Yes.
But you can have 5 accounts. Got it. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm gonna run that back in my mind. So
Okay.
we can have one account per phone number, one account per email address.
Mm-hmm.
So my phone number and my email address, I could have 2 different accounts.
Correct.
Okay. And then on any device, any given device, whether it's my iPad.
I cannot hear. I didn't hear that first part of what you just said.
So any device, whether it's my iPad, my iPhone, my laptop, I can only register up to 5 accounts or open up to 5 accounts on any device. Got it.
Correct. And then again, it depends on how old your device is, because some devices may be stunted to just 3 accounts. Keep that in mind. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and
when I clicked on to install TikTok, then I got the message, this Google account is not yet associated with a device. Please access the Play Store app on your device before installing apps.
Okay, so
it didn't automatically go to any other, media account.
So Cheryl, I'm gonna run through this process and I'll make sure to get with you so that we get your account set up as well, all right?
Cool, thank you.
All right, so I'm going to use an email to set up. So I'm going to click use phone or email. And so it's going to ask you when your birthday is. You can put a real birthday, you can put a fake birthday. Keep in mind, if you're using a fake birthday, do not do anything under 18 because you will be restricted. You will have restrictions on your account. You may not be shown certain content. You may not have the option to go live either. And we'll talk about going live in the later content meetings as well. But I'm going to use my real birthday. For you all that want to remember it, go ahead and send me a gift when my birthday comes around. But so, yes, my birthday is November. I didn't put my birthday in here wrong. Oh my God. November 13th, 2001. We're going to click next. So now we have the option to do up here. You see, we have the tab on phone or email. I'm going to use an email because I don't have multiple phone numbers. And I'm going to type in the email that I created for this. It's mendezdo@outlook.com. And so keep in mind that when you use your phone or email to sign up, you are agreeing to TikTok's terms of service and their privacy policy. And so you can view that either with a quick Google search for both of those things, or you can click on them and it'll take you directly through these things. Yeah, okay. And again, I'm not gonna go through these today because I could spend hours and hours and hours in this. And then this is their privacy policy as well. So we're gonna click next. And it's gonna try to make me prove that I'm not a robot, even though TikTok is the robot or the algorithm is. And so it's going to tell me to create a password. Again, your passwords should all be secure. Write this password down. It is very easy to recover your passwords though, okay? All you have to do, they're gonna send you a code to either your email address or your phone number, and then it'll send you a link to reset your password. So let me type in something. Let me come up with something really quick. Yeah, and so your password has to be 8 to 20 characters, and it must include a letter, a number, and a special character. A special character is an underscore, an asterisk, the greater than sign, the less than sign, exclamation mark, question mark. TikTok will let you know if the password that you've made is not going to work for you. I see you all looking down, so I'm gonna give you all a moment to, about like 20 seconds to go through this, and then I'll move on. I think it's so cool how Zoom, I've typed my password in, but Zoom won't show it. Like, I think that's very cool. Zoom with the privacy.
Last week, they better.
Did you lay them out? Just what happened
I'm
last
still
week.
mad about that.
Happened like crazy. But all right, if you haven't come up with a password yet, I'm gonna need y'all to just make a fake one now, or like something it doesn't have to be as secure. You can always come back and change it, and I will walk you through how to change it in this session as well. So I'm gonna do next. And so I'm going to make a username. Now, we talked about this a little earlier. Your username can be, depending on your reason for being on TikTok, it can be your business's name or it can be your personal name. So for example, my business name is Blackfish, but in this world right now, I'm going to make another personal page just for me. So I'm going to make my username MendezD123. And so TikTok will let you know with this little green check mark to the right if you can use that username. If the username is taken, it's not going to let you try it. So I'm going to give you all a couple of seconds to get this username up. I'm so happy your podcast name is available to it. I would be a little upset for you if it wasn't. So yes, we're going to go ahead and do sign up. And again, you can always change your username later. Keep in mind though, and I'll talk about this a little later though, you can only change your TikTok username once every 14 days. So if I go back and change it, I have to wait another 14 days to change it again. I don't know why they do that, but keep that in mind. I don't want y'all to go trying to change your username every couple of days. And also, if you are trying to use your TikTok account to grow, it is not best to change your username often unless your personal brand or your business is doing a complete rebranding. But again, I don't think you all go through that process, every 2 weeks.
I just threw a question in the chat. Wanted to see if anybody had any thoughts on this real quick, because I don't want to be changing it around.
Mm-hmm. Is your question the one you just put in?
Yep. About the name.
Carrie with a C says, feedback requested. please, what do you think about the username? My business is called Support Humankind. My email is supporthumankind.1. Should I make my name Support Humankind or Support Humankind 1? I would do, if Support Humankind is available, I would do it just because it's your business name. And you can put your actual email in your bio so that people know exactly where to go.
Okay, thanks.
Right. My feedback is also to keep the 1 off. I mean, I just think most people won't remember to put the 1.
Cool.
So if Support Humankind is available, I would take it.
Thank you.
And also if Support Humankind is available and you have Support Humankind, if somebody tries to do Support Humankind 1, it sort of signals to people like, hey, this is not the original account. There's probably another one out here. All right, so we're gonna go to sign up. Now, that was easy, y'all. That was easy. A TikTok account is made. So now I'm going to really get into the nitty-gritty of all this stuff. Where should I start? With your profile picture. If you click on this circle right here, I'm clicking in this, you can't see my cursor. Where it says my username at MendezD123, that blank circle with the outline of a person, if you click and tap or click within that, it is going to give you the option to either share your profile or edit your profile picture. You can edit your profile picture by clicking this little pencil in the circle that is right underneath the icon of the person. And so I'm going to click that. And so I have all these beautiful photos. I'm going to choose this lighthouse. I can crop this picture. I can zoom in as much as I want. I can zoom out as much as I want. And do this. Now, I'm only doing this lighthouse for presentation purposes, but your profile picture needs to be very crisp and clear about either what you do or who you are. So I recommend like a very nice headshot photo if you're doing a personal brand, or if it's your business, you can do your business logo. That's fine. I would actually recommend you doing your business logo, matter of fact. So.
Can I interject and say something?
Go ahead, Natalie.
I fully support what Mendez said about doing your business logo, but I also think that one of the things that we've learned, generally speaking, with social media is that people connect with faces. So if you have something that represents you as well, and if you don't have a logo or whatever, that's a good second option.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
When I started teaching English second language for this company in China, I created this thing, and it's got a picture of me and then some ivy down the middle. And then on the other side, it's got a bullet. Like I do this, and this. Is that's a logo, but it's also a picture. Is that acceptable or no?
If you feel as if, I'm gonna speed through this response really quick and then get back to you because we've only got about 15 minutes left.
My bad.
If you feel as if that is a great representation to your audience of what you do and who you are, I would say use it. But if you don't feel like that's clear,
well, it tells them exactly what I focus on. So, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm gonna get back with you though. So now what we're going to do is go to edit profile. That button is under my 0 following, 0 followers, and 0 likes part. And so once we click on edit profile, you're gonna see you have the option to change your profile photo here as well. You also have the option to change your profile video. Now, TikTok allows for 6-second videos to go up as your profile image. I recommend against using this just because the videos are at a very slow frame rate. I think it's about 20 frames per second. And it can just be a lot for people that are coming to your profile with the profile picture moving. Your videos are doing little, the thumbnails of the videos are moving a little bit. It can be a lot going on. So yes, here we have about you. It says name. I can change my name. Again, remember your name is different from your username. I can change my name to anything I want to, but my username, it's gonna let me know that usernames contain only letters, numbers, underscores, and periods. Changing your username will also change my personal profile link. And it's not saying it here for some reason. They may have changed the rules, but for the last 2 years, I know that you can only change your username once every 14 days. So yes, click save. Okay, here we go. They have changed the rules. It says set your username. As soon as I go to save it, you can change your username once every 30 days. So they're really not playing when they say you cannot like choose a username that you want to stick with. And then under the username section, I can click on my personal link where it says tiktok.com/MendezD123. And I can copy that link and go, it'll be copied to my clipboard and I can go text it to somebody, or I can paste that anywhere as well. TikTok has also added the feature to add pronouns. So if you want your pronouns to be known, or if you have a personal brand, or if you want to put pronouns for your business, you can add up to 4 pronouns. For me, I'm going to put he, him, his. And as you see, as you type things in, the options start to pop up. But you do not have to do this. If this does not suit you, you don't have to go along with this. And you can change your pronouns at any time on TikTok. Now, for your bio section, you can only do 80 characters for your bio. That is not a lot of characters when you really think about the amount of stuff that you can put in other social media bios. What I suggest is, let me move this out the way really quick. What I suggest is a simple 1 sentence of your purpose or your reason for being on TikTok. What value are you providing the viewer? As we all know, social media, the thumbs move very fast. You want to capture people in very, very quickly. If your business mission statement or vision statement does not accurately encompass what you are doing on TikTok, I would not use it. For example, the guy that does investing earlier, his mission statement is different from his TikTok bio. Whatever you want people to take from your profile, put it in your bio. So for today, I'm going to add marketing outside the box TikTok demonstration. And this will be one of the first things that people read when they come to your profile. You don't have to choose this now, but keep in mind the notes that I just gave you, all right? You can change your bio however much you want, whenever you want. Now we have this nonprofit section here. So it's gonna give me the prompt to change nonprofit. I'm going to do that. And as you can see, TikTok has partnered with a couple of dozen of nonprofits. When I click on one and add it to my profile, it's going to show that I'm supporting this nonprofit. And it also puts a link on my profile for other people to support the nonprofit. You can do this if it aligns with your business or brand. If it doesn't, don't put it up there. And also, there's a long process to get approved to be on this list. Like when I say long, it is long. It is long. So if you have a nonprofit organization, I think you are also fine without this list as well, like being on this list. And then we can add underneath this, we can add Instagram to our TikTok page. And what that does is right here where it says edit profile, if you add your Instagram or YouTube page, it is going to add a button that people can click that goes directly to your Instagram page or directly to your YouTube page. Currently, there is no Facebook or Twitter button. I don't know if TikTok has beef with those platforms, but the only options right now are Instagram and YouTube. So yes, these are the basics, right?
Instagram and YouTube are options for what now? I'm missing what that's for. What is that for? Like just as other social platforms?
Yeah, it adds it to your profile. And when people come to your profile, they are going to be able to see that they can click a button and it takes them directly to Instagram if you have it there, or YouTube.
Can you do it after the fact?
Say that again.
Can you do it after the fact?
Yes.
You're going to show me how, right?
Yes, I can get with you later on, Carrie, because we got 10 minutes left. All right.
Precious had her hand raised.
Come on, Precious, hit me with your question.
Oh, okay. I was just going to ask about what if this TikTok was for a nonprofit?
That is perfectly fine. I would treat it just as a any other small business TikTok.
So what I'm thinking, Precious, and I don't know this until we go do this for ourselves for Hustle. I'm thinking first we need to you create your nonprofit TikTok like he's showing us, but we also need to go through the process of adding our nonprofit to TikTok's nonprofit database so that you can choose your nonprofit as a nonprofit, if that makes sense.
Perfect explanation of that. And also, again, that is a long, lengthy process, a very long process from what I've heard. So now we are going to go into, what I just did is click these little 3 lines up here at the top right-hand corner. And we are going to go into settings and privacy. TikTok has a lot of settings, and I want to make sure that you all are choosing what is best for you and your profile. So we're going to start at manage account. You can see here, it shows if you have your phone number added to your account, if you want it added. It will show you your email address, and it will tell you if your email has not been verified. The way you verify your email is TikTok is going to send you an email and say, hey, you need to verify by clicking on this link or doing this action. It takes like less than 30 seconds. And then once you do that, your email will now be verified with TikTok. And then you can also come here and change your password as well. Also here, and I did not mention this before, upgrading from a personal account to a pro account, either the pro business account or the pro creator account, is entirely free. That option is free. If I wanted to, I could do it right now under the switch to business account option, but I'm not going to go through that process because we on a time crunch. I can also delete my account. And so if I click on that button, they're going to walk me through this process and try to guilt trip me into not leaving TikTok. But after I go through that process and confirm that I want to delete my account will now be deleted from TikTok's database, and your phone number and or email will be released from the database as well, meaning that you can use that phone number and or email to create another account after 14 days.
And I'm going to interject myself again, one quick second, Mendez. I don't want you to feel pressured to rush and complete this in the next 7 minutes. We have, I believe, 2 more sessions on this topic, so we can make it work. I'd rather people get the benefit of understanding the setup, and we go through the content and the analytics that we have planned over the next 2 weeks. But if we need to complete some of this at the start of next session, I've done it a million times. I'd rather people get the value than us rush through it. So definitely don't want you to feel that pressure.
Got you. Is that your interjection?
Yes, that's my interjection.
So yeah, thank you for that. So yes, that's in the manage account section. That's very simple. Next, we have privacy. And so under privacy, you can make your account a private account. I doubt any of you are going to want to do this, but what it does is it limits your account to the people that follow you, meaning that TikTok will not show your videos to anybody that does not follow you. That means that you are not going to receive any growth or reach, but it's just going to show your videos to your followers. And we're talking about like using TikTok as a tool for our business. So I would not click that button. Underneath, we have suggest your account to others. And if I click on that, it's going to let me know I can, TikTok will automatically suggest my account to the contacts in my contact app on my phone. It will, if I've connected a Facebook account, it will automatically suggest my TikTok account to my friends on Facebook. It will automatically suggest my account to my mutual connections. And if somebody opens this link or sends a video link from my page, it will suggest them to follow my account automatically from there. So again, this is an example of TikTok doing a lot of the work for you. Check these off as you please. I'm indifferent about all of them. You have a question, Magali?
Yes, can you rewind real quick and say, what did you say you suggest we do not click? We do not do something on the
private account right here at the very top.
The private account?
I'm going to click it for you just for demonstration. As you can see, that turned on. Now, I only have 0 followers. I have no followers, but TikTok will not show my videos to anybody that does not follow me now.
Okay, so can I share a point of perspective with the group?
Yeah.
So this is what I would suggest to all of the small business owners in here that are creating your TikTok account. If you are still building your account and you don't feel comfortable about people seeing it yet, you probably could click that private account setting until you are ready for the public, and then go back and click, for it to not be a private account. Because I know some of you are working on it right now, and some of you mentioned in the beginning that you're a little nervous around it. So this is probably a good tool to go to, click private account so you can create the account. Now, you don't need perfection, okay? But if it's just one of those things you want to put up your profile picture first, or you want to put some more information in your about section, et cetera, or you just want to maybe find some time with Mendez for a one-on-one before you launch the page, I think this is a good tool to use to click private account. And then when you're ready, go ahead and make it unprivate. So to Mendez's point, once you are ready, then yeah, you wouldn't want to keep it as a private account because you do want the public to be able to access what you're putting out there about your business. So just wanted to put that into perspective for you all.
I 100% agree. I know that we have 3 minutes left. And I know I've seen a few I feel like y'all have a few questions. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause this portion of the session for next week. We can take about 15 minutes at the beginning of next week's session to finish going over all of the settings that you can choose, because as you can see, there's a long list. And leave about 10 more minutes. If you all want to stay over, I'll stay over for about 10 more minutes. If any of you have any questions.
Oh, I got 10 minutes. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We can stay for 10 minutes. But before we take any questions, Mendez, would you mind sharing, if you have it readily available, the slides that show the remainder of the topics that we'll cover in this session? I know in the beginning, I didn't go through my normal full out introduction. And I know there were some questions in the chat around, things that we may have already covered. So just want people to kind of see the full picture of what we've covered, where we'll be going next. So you kind of have an idea. And as he's sharing that, I just want to say, as you're looking at that, I just want to say that for those that are not familiar, marketing outside the box, what we try to do is give you a topic for the month. I didn't say this in the beginning, and I normally do. We give you a topic for the month, and we give you like bite chunk sizes. Am I saying that? Bite-sized chunks of information each week. So by the end of the month, you kind of have a full picture of the topic. So obviously this month we're talking about TikTok. As you see during week 1, we went through a full introduction, and I dropped the link earlier in the chat, and you'll receive it in the recap email from our hustle team. The video to week 1 as well as the presentation. Week 2 was cut a little short last week because of some Zoom bombing, but you'll still have access to the half of the video that we covered. We did not send a presentation because that was most of today's presentation making up for it. So you'll get that covered. And then next week, like Mendez said, we'll do the first couple of minutes to finish out today. And then we're really diving into the content and the planning of TikTok. This is what's going to help you go viral if that's what's important to you in your business. And then we'll probably have to close that out during the last week. And then we'll close out the second half of the last week covering how you understand TikTok analytics. So I know that we can do it. Don't feel pressured. You got it. Mendez, as I'm speaking, if you can please drop your email address in the chat, because several people have asked for it. And if it's okay with you, I'll also drop it in the Facebook link as well, because some people are asking for it on Facebook. So just wanted to put that in perspective for you all. Don't feel pressured. Don't overwhelm Mendez each week, because hopefully we'll cover everything over the month, and then you can definitely get in touch with him. Most of our presenters tend to allow, maybe a free session or so for marketing outside the box. And then, beyond that, you have to figure out what their actual rates are if you want to continue doing some work with them. But I just wanted to put that in because I did fail to mention that in the beginning, and I recognize there were a few questions about that in the chat today. So I took us right to 1:30. So if you have to go, definitely understand. Hope to see you next week. And if you have a few minutes and have some questions for Mendez, feel free to stay on and ask those questions. And I hope to see everybody next week.
Questions, anyone?
Don't feel pressured, because I can also just get off at 1:30. I'm just kidding. If you have questions, I have time today. So feel free to take a few extra minutes to ask those questions.
So Mendez, is there any way to target your ads or anything?
I'm going to be very transparent with you. I've never run an ad on TikTok, but this is my assumption. Please keep in mind that this is my assumption. I would assume that you can, with every other social media platform, you do have specific targeting options. So yeah, that's just my assumption.
And what I'll add to that, I think Maurice asked that question. What I'll add to that, Maurice, think about what Mendez said the first week and what he said today. The ad piece of TikTok really seems that it's beneficial to larger companies and larger corporations. So, he stressed the last 2 weeks, he does not recommend as small business owners running ads on TikTok. It's not necessary. This is one of those platforms where you can build your audience, and grow really fast without spending a dime. So it doesn't put that pressure on us like Facebook and Instagram does, that in order to be seen, we need to spend money and run ads. That's why in the description, we keep telling you that TikTok is the fastest growing social media platform. And it's not just our opinion. The data literally tells us that we saw in 2021, TikTok took over social media in every demographic that you can think of. So I would not recommend, just based off the knowledge that Mendez have told us over the last 2-3 weeks now, I would not recommend that you spend a single penny on an ad as a small business owner. Now, if we were Reynolds or Baptist Hospital or something, then I would say, yeah, let's create a business account and let's run some ads, but we're not, right? So I would not recommend that. Hopefully that's helpful.
And,
I would agree.
I'm sorry, and probably this is on the first session, but TikTok is only videos. And how long? Up to like 30 seconds? Like, what's the advice on that? Or can you put pictures as well?
So TikTok is only videos. You can do a video as short as 3.5 seconds. You can do a video for the majority, you can do up to 3 minutes at the moment. But TikTok is rolling out the feature to allow some users to create 10-minute videos on TikTok.
I think they've moved it up to 4 minutes now, Mendez, because I can do 4 minutes on mine.
Oh, okay. Y'all.
But social media changed by the day. And also social media, they do test accounts. So I could be one of the test accounts that they're testing 4-minute videos on, So yeah.
Yes, you can do up to as short as 3.5 seconds, all the way up to 3 to 4 minutes, depending on the account that you have.
And then my individual insight to add to that response, Lorena, is something that you all have heard in Marketing Outside the Box throughout the years. The attention span of people is not 3 minutes. It's not 4 minutes. So think about your audience. This is why knowing your audience is important, knowing what content they're willing to stay there and listen to for how long. There's a reason Instagram, when they were doing the stories initially, at one point it was only 6 seconds you can do. And they eventually made it 15 seconds, so on and so forth. So all of this ties, everything, you hear me say this all the time, everything ties to your goal, your audience, your purpose. That will help you understand, should I be doing 3-second videos on TikTok, or should I be doing minute-long videos on TikTok, right? So all of that comes with time. This series will not make you an expert by the end of the month, but it will teach you how to use TikTok and what's the best way to use TikTok. And you still need to apply it to your business, your customer base, your understanding. So just want to make that very clear. So while Mendez may tell you you can do 3.5-second videos up to 3-minute videos, it's still up to you to apply it to your business to understand, okay, well, my audience, just based off of the data I saw on Instagram and on Facebook and blah, 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 I'm lucky if they'll stay on this video for 15 seconds, right? So you might decide I'm only going to do 10-second TikTok videos. So you just need to, you need to determine that over time. And like I keep saying, we bring you all different presenters like Mendez as often as we can. And a lot of them are fairly experts in the area that we bring them in for. So, and most of them have businesses in this area like Mendez does. So if TikTok is one of those things that you find yourself still struggling with after 3 months, just feel free to send him an email, say, hey, you presented at Marketing Outside the Box 3 months ago. And like I tell all our presenters, feel free to give our people a little discount. No pressure, but I tell them all the time, give our Marketing Outside the Box people a little discount when they mention us. But they definitely can help you through some of those things. Any other questions for Mendez or for me? Is everyone at Hustle in the Triad area? The Hustle, the organization, yeah, we're in Winston-Salem. Not everybody on our board is in Winston-Salem. We have board members in New York. Our board members are some of our founders. So we're kind of spread out throughout the US because we have some of our founders in the Raleigh, Durham area. So we're kind of spread out, but Hustle literally exists in the Triad area. We have a presence in Winston-Salem and Greensboro. And we service anyone, doesn't matter if you're in North Carolina or not. If you can get to us and we can get to you, we got you.
The Facebook page that this was streamed live on, is this Hustle's Facebook page or Forsyth small business.
You can go to
center.
Hustle Winston-Salem's Facebook page and it's there.
Okay.
We do share it with Foresight Tech, so you can also find it on their page, maybe typically the day after you can find it on their page, but it goes live on our page. You can find it on our page. Tasha typically sends out, I used to say by Friday, but I'll say by Sunday, you'll receive the recap of today's session in addition to the presentation that Mendez shared, as well as previous sessions in the series. Now on our Facebook page, when you go to our video section, you'll see 2022 Marketing Outside the Box, 2021 Marketing Outside the Box, 2020 Marketing Outside the Box. So you can watch any of those previous videos. If you need the presentation for any of those previous videos, you can email us at hustlewsinfo@gmail.com and we'll send you the presentation. If you look at our previous events for Marketing Outside the Box on Facebook and you see any session prior to the pandemic, so any session prior to March 2020, you see a session that you're interested in. We don't have videos because we used to do it in person, but we have all of the presentations. So if you see a topic that you're like, oh, they covered that, I want that, send us an email, we'll send you the presentation. And we've also recently, I don't think we've made them all live yet, but we've recently uploaded all of our videos to YouTube to make it easier for people to find. So we'll share that link as well at some point and they'll all be there too.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yep. Any other questions?
I have one question. Is there a list? Okay, I would love to employ you, both of y'all, like $800 a month. But right now, because I'm an English second language teacher and China doesn't want to be nice to Americans, but I mean the whole world, but especially America, they hate America. So as of Friday, I won't have a job. And I was crying this morning because two of my absolute favorite students, I'm like, hold it together, hold it together. The Chinese don't understand emotion, hold it together. But I didn't. So I had 6 students, but for 2 of them I was crying. So as of Friday, unless a supernatural act of God comes to my life, I won't have a job. So I was wondering if I could cut a deal for like $25, $30 a month, and I could ask one question, and it could go into detail. Do this, do this, do this, 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 in this order, and this is why. Because that way, there's a saying: fish for me, and I'll eat for a day. But teach me to fish, and I'll eat for a lifetime. And I believe in teaching people to fish, because if you teach them, not only do they not need you, so you can teach someone else, but they can also pay it forward too and teach others. So. Is he open? Well, first of all, I'd love like an hour long. Girl, what were you thinking when you did this? Do it this way. Okay, gotcha. Didn't know. There's a lot I don't know.
So Carrie, what I would say is that, we have a few coaches in here, Tony, Mendez being them. You can always reach out to them and work out those individual opportunities. I can't, I wouldn't recommend having that conversation during the Marketing Outside the Box, but that's something. Okay. Mendez is a coach in that area. Tony,
and he's open to it. Okay. Well, that's why I dropped my number in the chat. Is that okay? Because I don't have his email yet.
He dropped his email address in there, and if Tony is willing, she can drop her email address in there as well. Okay. If you want to drop your email address again, Mendez, in case she missed it. And what I will say, Carrie, as far as Hustle is concerned, we don't charge for that. So we do offer coaching services, but it's not, coaching is not the right word. We'll offer high-level strategic one-on-one meetings with me. I don't tend to do 5 of those sessions. You may have one very strong one-on-one strategic level session with Hustle. And then we'll provide some guidance, and then we'll then direct you to resources in the community that can help you beyond a one-time meeting. And that's no cost. We don't charge for our services. We're a nonprofit. We get grants that allow us to operate and be able to provide this service to the community. So that's not something we would charge you for. So you have the Hustle email address. If that's something you want, Tasha can schedule a one-on-one with you and me. But as it relates to something more ongoing, like I said, email Tony, email Mendez, email any of our previous coaches and set up something.
And you look really good today in that lipstick. I like that lipstick.
Oh, thank you, girl. Red lipstick don't never do nobody no badge, okay?
When I saw you today, I'm like, she looks extra beautiful today.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I do have fun. I do have to go. I have a meeting to get to at 2:00.
I love you.
We're
to
right at
pieces.
time. Any other quick questions before we end the Zoom and anything like that?
Just mention the
Amanda.
coaches as the Small Business Center at Forsyth Tech. They have 20 plus coaches in different areas. So we can get a lot for free nowadays before getting into paying
Mhm.
for, like in-depth little details.
Yep. And Carrie, to Lorena's point, when you have that one-on-one session with me, I figure out your need and direct you to the right coach at the right mentor at the Small Business Center. So okay.
Thank you. I really appreciate this. This was really helpful. It's just making the crossover from what he showed us today to.
We understand. We understand. It takes more than just these sessions. So
love you.
All right. If there aren't any other questions, did you have a question, Ivy? Anybody? Y'all just here kind of for the ride, just in case you hear something. Okay. All right. Well, in that case, I'll go ahead and end the Zoom and end the Facebook. Thank you all for joining us today and see you all next week. Let me stop the live.